The dry season in the outback. It's when the Aussie road train truckers go hard to bank as much money as they can.
You got to be done, you got to be tough. Good unloading with people that know what they're doing.
I'm pissed off, actually.
Millions of dollars worth of trucking contracts are up for grabs.
If that doesn't work, then we'll go to plan B. I don't have a plan B at the moment.
It does take a little bit of a toll being away from the family so much. The place that we're about to go load cows at is on fire. See that smoke? His whole place is on fire.
The roads out here are some of the longest on the planet.
Broke your ankle.
One hat, one head. We got everything we need.
The chase is on to secure the biggest payloads and the most lucrative freight routes. All before the wet season hits and the roads get shut down. Jake and Hollywood are driving in convoy. They're both fully loaded with $1 million worth of cattle that needs to be in Alice Springs by tomorrow morning. But in the road train trucking game, plans can change at the drop of a hat.
I don't know, mate. Yeah, just got a call from the office, but he looks like we're going to order goes to tomorrow. Reload the following morning and back to Darwin.
Jake and Hollywood's overnight job just got a whole lot longer. It'll add an extra 4 grueling days to their road trip.
When I do leave to go on a job, I don't really know when I'm going to be back. You'll definitely know your first job, so you go out and do your first job. Then you might end up in Queensland or South Australia or Western Australia, or you could literally end up anywhere. Social life is out the door with this job. You just cannot make a plan at all. Every 3 months there might be a bit of an uproar from home, so you got to go home for a couple of days and get that sorted out.
Memories count for a lot on the road.
My partner, she's great about it. Yeah, she's pretty independent young lady, so all in all, mate, yeah, she's awesome. There's only one way to make tomorrow easier, and that's just to do more today. So, yeah, that's trucking.
Hello, mate. We'll catch up with you later, Lee. Love you.
Oh, Grim, I haven't been away from home for that long just yet, mate. I'm sorry.
Des is pulling up in Cloncurry after a day carting road building material around Western Queensland. He'll overnight in his quad tipper, ready to start his next job first thing tomorrow.
Just gonna have a quick shower, mate. It's not real flash compared to my bathroom at home, but at least it's a shower. That's all you need at night. Shower and feed and go to bed and get up in the morning and do the same thing over again.
Rinse and repeat. Road train truckers spend so much time in their prime movers that the sleeper cabs are just as critical as engine power and diff ratios.
Same thing as in every truck, just air conditioned and microwave, a couple of fridges. Single bed, nice and comfy. I got a bit of nice foam on top of that, eggshell foam, so I sleep better in this bed than what I do at home sometimes. Only thing I miss is the cuddle.
Because of the super heavy loads and long hours Des does, he's under strict OH&S driving conditions.
You got a sleep app machine. This is a face mask. I snore a lot. We got to do a medical every 12 months. Just put a old tape measure straight around my neck, and my neck went 0.6 of a centimetre over the size. Can't go any bigger than 40 centimetres. Yeah, so I had to go to Brisbane and do all these breathing tests and everything come back all right, but I still had to have a sleep apnea machine. You want me to fart too, or?
Dawn in the Territory. And Hollywood's pulling up to meet Jake on the side of the Stewart Highway, just 50 k's short of Alice Springs.
Morning, Jake. How are you, mate?
Good, Grim. How are you,
Good
mate?
night.
I did. It was good. It was long.
It was a big night, wasn't it?
We're getting
But we're
there.
here.
Yes. Also got a text message from Luke.
Oh, okay.
During the night, more messages came through from the boss. Their plans have changed. Again.
I got to keep going to those backyards.
Righto. You got to unload there, mate.
Yeah.
Jake will be dropping his cattle off at a different location to Hollywood. He'll then head further south on his own to pick up another load of cattle for return delivery north.
So yeah, don't worry about waiting for me. You turn and burn, mate.
Righto, we'll keep going and we'll get that
mate.
job done, eh?
No worries, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Drive safe, eh?
Will do. Bye, mate.
So change of plan now. Unloading at a different set of yards. I'll go my way and he'll go his way, and we'll see each other somewhere a bit later on. So the ever-changing schedule of the cattle industry up here is part of life. You know, nothing's ever in concrete. You just have to roll with the punches on it, absolutely.
Jake and Hollywood's schedules are taxing, but they have no choice. They need to bank cash, and fast. Scotty's at the gates of Ceres Down Station, 200 k's from his hometown of Katherine.
Check the tyres and make sure when the person gets here you're ready to go to work before they are, so you're not holding anyone up.
Scotty needs to stack his triple road train with 107 bales of hay worth $30,000. Then get the load back to Katherine, drama-free. The wet season is closing in, and this entire $350,000 wall of hay he'll be carting from needs to be out of here before the heavy rains hit. Scotty's got back-to-back jobs locked in, and he can't afford for anything to go wrong.
Be an hour or so of load time in here, and yeah, we'll get back home to Cashman sort of around lunchtime. There you go, mate. There's Scott, here you go.
Yeah, fine.
Yep.
Daniel's in charge of the hay business on Ceres Down Station.
You're just going to load out of the haystacks up here up the driveway?
Yep.
Get up the drive and turn left, and like across to the far haystack, and I'll meet you there with the loader.
No, mate, too easy. We'll work on that and go from there. See you there.
The station runs 1,500 head of cattle and supplies hay to other farms in the area. Scotty will be carting the $30,000 load on his Western Star 6900. He calls his road train the Mistress.
When me and Kate were going out and we were there because we're never home because we were always working, Kate said, he's with his mistress. And then everyone thought I was actually playing up, and I wasn't. The truck got named the Mistress because you're always with that instead of being at home with your wife.
She's hauling an 18-axle A-triple. The whole rig is over 53 metres long.
Watching the trailers and watching the trees so they don't wreck your stacks and shit like that there. I think it'd be nothing more embarrassing than taking old mate's gateway. Especially first thing in the morning, like that. Not a good start for the day.
Hollywood is heading to a station outside Alice Springs to deliver a $500,000 load of cattle. He's due there at 10 a.m.
Jake has to go out to the backyard. He's going to put about nearly a day more travel on his journey. Cattle get sold on the road, can have changes within an hour of each other. It's just part of the business because of the industry moving so fast. My plans have changed. We're going to drop these off down the road here and then pick up another load of cattle and go straight back up to Darwin with those.
That's good news for owner-operator Hollywood. Travelling long distances with empty trailers can spell financial disaster.
Trucks are fairly dear to run, fuel prices of $2 a litre, which is $2 a kilometre. But that's only about a quarter of what your running costs are, so you're actually costing $8 to run back empty. A big bonus is getting a backload, and that makes it pretty good going, really.
The maths gets very ugly very fast when you're driving with an empty load. $8 times 1,000 Ks is an $8,000 loss. Hollywood needs all the extra money he can get his hands on. The truck he's driving now is his backup rig. A disaster at the start of the season has left him with $50,000 worth of repairs on his number one $750,000 rig, a Marmon Motors truck.
Missed a crossing one night about midnight and ended up in the bottom of the Victoria River.
River full of crocodiles for 13 hours.
You could hear them splashing, you could hear them barking.
Was rescued at around lunchtime in a boat the next day.
That's very good, isn't it? That worked out well. Yeah, well done. Motor, gearbox, 2 diffs and electrical. I hope to have it going by next season. I'm only about 10 minutes away from my destination after a fairly long haul last night. 49 minutes late. I said I'll be here at 10 o'clock today. I'm here. We're just about ready to unload these cattle.
Copy, Glenn.
Copy.
Yeah, I'll come over and get a load of dust for Donny, eh?
Copy that.
In Cloncurry, Queensland, Des is loading up for a run to Mount Isa. He's carrying a full load of crusher dust.
This crusher dust, just a real fine dust off the off all the rock that they crush. Mainly only dust, enough to about 4 mil.
The quarry sells the dust left over from breaking up larger rocks. It will be added to concrete to help reinforce the roads and paths around Mount Isa. Cattle and mining are the 2 biggest games in town out here, worth billions and billions of dollars every year to Australia. Des is driving a quad, a road train with 4 trailers. Fully loaded with 101 tonnes of crusher dust, it smashes the scales at a total of 158 tonnes.
And he puts the load in, I can just throw the lids back over and ready to go.
The 150-kilometre trip from Cloncurry to Mount Isa follows a dangerous section of the Barkly Highway with steep hills and tight corners. Des's T659 is at maximum weight. This route is going to be a serious challenge.
Duck into town and put a bit of fuel in it, just top him up. Don't like running it low.
Scotty's at Series Down Station, preparing to bundle up $30,000 worth of this hay onto his road train. With back-to-back loads, Scotty's on a tight schedule. He needs to load up fast if he has any chance of hitting his deadline. The hay Scotty's hauling is in 2.6 metre long bales, the exact size to maximise the load on the road train trailers.
Yeah, that'll do.
These bales are jarrah grass, a native plant that grows well in the tough climate of the tropical north, and the cattle just love it. Each bale weighs 600 kilos, give or take. They've been stacked 4 piles high. That's as high as a single-storey building. The $30,000 load can easily topple on an uneven road. Scotty locks them down with a couple of dozen 2-inch ratchet straps.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people are lazy, but with them when they're packing them all up and stuff like that, they're leaving them in their ratchets and stuff like that.
The straps also need a good arm and a good aim to place them perfectly over the 5-metre stacks.
My elbows are nearly worn out from doing it. Like the work that you do ruins you, body full stop. It's not too bad when I'm with all the other boys. I just go into the ratchets and they can throw all the straps. Your ankles and your knees and your hips will be buggered, but yeah, we just keep doing it.
This part of the Northern Territory is where the outback meets the tropics. Extreme heat and heavy rains are just weeks away.
It's starting to get humid up here, but it's not hot yet, not hot. But there's nothing wrong with sweating.
Finally, Scotty's all loaded up.
Have a good trip.
Yeah, you too, mate. Have fun.
Catch you next time.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.
He now has 65 tonnes of hay stacked 5 metres high across 3 trailers.
Oh, mate, it's pretty good on the loader, dude. Getting loaded quick, neat and tidy.
It's a high and heavy load, and there's a lot of uneven, rocky dirt to get through.
Yeah, just seeing how it's travelling here now, just watching for rocks and shit like that there so I don't wreck a tyre.
It's going to be an epic challenge. Hollywood's in Alice Springs, about to unload $500,000 worth of Brahman cattle.
Road train eastbound down the jump up.
Jake's still on the road, travelling to his destination.
Very good. Well, here we go. Get these old fellas off. One hat, one head. We got everything we need.
It's Hollywood's job to unload the cattle. As soon as the paperwork is signed, he'll be on his way. It's job done for Hollywood.
Another successful trip.
It'd be a busy little fuel station at times, this thing.
Des is filling up at a place that looks more like a space station than a petrol station. He needs his rig to be at peak performance for the punishing haul through the Selwyn Ranges.
So yeah, in about 10 minutes I can put, 600 or 800 litres in. Put 220 litres in so far.
The truck has 5 tanks. 4 of them hold a combined 1,500 litres of diesel.
Put a bit in these side and I'll go over and fill the others up and come back and top these ones up. There's always something to do when you're driving trucks.
On a flat road, the quad train gets about 1 kilometre to the litre. Des will be burning through fuel on the steep ranges between here and Mount Isa.
Yeah, it probably goes back to, 800 or 900 metres a litre.
The route Des is taking is a dangerous, steep and winding one. He'll need every bit of grunt from his 550 horsepower engine to get his T659 up the mountain. But Des's battle won't be over when he reaches the top. it will take all his skill using just the engine and the gears to make it down the other side.
I don't touch the brakes from the time I leave the carrier to Mount Isa, and it's all through the hills and that. I always slow down at the top and drop it back a few gears, and so you don't have to touch your brakes from the top to the bottom. You want to keep your brakes there for emergencies. Yeah, try and save them, so when you do need them, you've got them.
This road from Cloncurry to Mount Isa can be a bit of a challenge. I remember the first time I ever drove on it. Yeah, I thought, holy hell.
Yeah, just seeing how it's travelling here now, watching for rocks and shit like that there so I don't wreck a tyre. Yeah.
Scotty's hauling 3 trailers with 65 tonnes of hay out of a bush paddock. It's easy to bog a triple, but very hard to get them out.
I think they average about 600 kilos a bale, and we got 107 bales on, so yeah. With that there, say we're about 65 tonne, you're probably sort of 10 tonne under your maximum weight that you can carve with flat tops.
The drag from the 60 trailer wheels can cause a break in traction and stop the road train dead. Rocks and sharp sticks hidden in the dirt can also cause chaos.
You don't want to change a tyre, that's a shitty job.
There's 30 k's of tyre shredding single lane bitumen before Scotty hits the highway to Katherine.
The roads we're travelling on nowadays aren't the best, and our speeds are a lot better than what they used to be. We got bigger horsepower trucks and stuff like that there, so we tram along a lot better.
The choppy bitumen means Scotty needs to check the load regularly.
Oh, they just got to settle down, eh? Like you do this a couple of times there now, like leave here and go up Denmark Springs there and pull up there and do a quick check there, and you might pull 2 or 3 down then, you know what I mean? By the time you get to Katherine, they'll be all settled down and you won't have to worry about touching them again, eh? Unless you got shitty hay on. If you got shitty hay on there where the hay's a bit soft and the waist on them, you can keep ratcheting them down until you get to the destination, like. But this hay is pretty good actually. This Jarrett's pretty tight.
The hay's fine, but the trailer's not. It's bad news.
Mate, got a flat tyre. I'm pissed off actually.
Scotty's got back-to-back deliveries all day, and this 65-tonne load of hay is due in Katherine at lunchtime. But he's just discovered a flat on his last trailer in one of the worst spots, on the inner rim. This will throw his schedule right out the window.
Might have picked up something there in that paddock there when we drove in and drove around. Normally they don't go that flat that fast, if you know what I mean, in the senses of for to be off the bead.
The bead is the critical section of tyre that seals against the steel rim.
That part there's the bead, and it broke the bead. Otherwise I'd pump it up.
A tyre off the bead can be a complicated issue to fix. First things first, Scotty's got to jack up the trailer.
No good trying to pump that one up because it's broken the bead, so just grabbing the airline using the jack.
Scotty has an air-assisted 20-tonne jack that should make lifting the truck effortless. But not today. Dust and dirt roads have damaged the jack. Scotty will need to manually jack 5 tonnes worth of truck.
Oh, I was going to use that.
Des's quad train is fully loaded with crusher dust for delivery to Mount Isa. Between Des and his destination, there's a mountain to climb. The Selwyn Ranges are full of steep hills and sharp corners. That's a lot of pressure for a 53-metre long, 158-tonne road train. But Des's immediate problem is dodgy drivers.
Got a truck trying to come around me now. He hasn't got many brains, so I'll have to back off a bit for him. I don't believe that, but this is what happens with you all the time. Motorbike coming, you got a truck coming around you. How stupid is that? Impatient. That's what happens all the time.
Des's 550 horsepower engine is battling to haul the giant load up the steep incline.
I'm only doing about 18k an hour.
Like, it'll climb most things if we can get traction. Getting traction is the biggest thing.
And then I go over this bit here, you've got to go back down another couple of gears.
Missing a gear going up a hill's a big deal, especially if you're towing that sort of weight. Well, it's not an easy task to get going again.
If Des can't get his truck into gear on this steep hill, there's virtually nothing he'll be able to do to get moving again.
So you've got to be a bit careful, get in the right gear so you can make it.
These last few hundred metres are pushing Des's rig to its absolute limits.
So this wind here catches a lot of people out. So they'll test a few good trucks out. Quite often there's one breaking down halfway up here. Or they're overheated or done something wrong, or do a tail shaft, a universe or something like that.
A breakdown now will hit the bottom line hard. Scotty can't ignore the flat tyre. If he leaves it unfixed, it'll destroy the dual wheel next to it.
It's not a good feeling when you get out of your truck and walk back to see two tyres on the ground. I can assure you of that.
Wrecking tyres is bad for business. They're expensive.
I think we counted up the other day there, we had 62 dead tyres stacked up there, which is one full road train worth of dead tyres in the last month or so. Try to get some air in to flick it back on the bead. Say an average of $400, $450 a tyre is a lot of money. And if I can get it on the bead, well then I'll pump it up.
If this bush trick doesn't work, Scotty will be back under the truck battling the heat and dirt, swapping out a full set of tyres.
Yep. Got the bead back up, that saved me changing it.
The tyre is inflating, but the real test will be if it holds air doing 90 k's along the highway.
Thumbs up now, I'll keep riding.
Scotty's lost almost an hour repairing the flat tyre. He's got a full day of deliveries ahead of him. If he doesn't get a move on, he'll lose valuable business.
Check it up here and see how it's looking up here, and then we can go from there. I just kicking a tyre, mate, making sure they're all pumped up and ready. All your air taps are turned on. Everything's gonna roll.
Jake's doing a quick check of his truck and trailers before he heads out on a new job.
The go today is go and load some cows probably 50 k's west of Castron and unload them probably 50 k's south of Castron.
Jake's rig is a 53-metre quad road train. It's got 4 trailers with double-deck cattle crates. Fully loaded, it weighs 120 tonnes.
Picking up on any little soon-to-be problems. Probably just not real good for your gate to be swinging around while you're driving around. Just have it locked back into place. In case you break it off the hinge or just, this be an annoying little problem later on.
Jake's contract is to load up $250,000 worth of cattle and then unload them at a remote cattle station 100 kilometres away. But the job has got off to a very bad start.
What's going on here?
Jake might not be going anywhere.
Oh, aircon. Aircons up here, you need them. Full stop. You can't do the job or live here without them.
Scotty's heading to Katherine 150 k's down the road with a $30,000 load of hay. He's running late after he stopped to fix a tyre.
Part of the job you got to take the good with the bad. No good crying because no one's going to listen to you.
If the tyre loses air, he'll need to get under the truck to fix it. That'll blow his delivery schedule for sure.
You're always jumping from job to job to job to job, you know what I mean? I'm just going to pull up here and check them straps again and check that tyre again, make sure it's right, then we'll hightail it to home. To be able to make your business work and make money, you chase what you have to chase. No, still hard, laughing. That saves a bit of time. When I get to Katherine here, I'll jack it up again properly and have a good look at it, see if I can find a hole in
it. Even at 53 metres and a total weight of 65 tonnes, in Katherine, Scotty isn't driving the biggest rig on the road. A couple of demountable sheds are being moved right through the centre of town.
Yeah, they're all doing wide loads here, so they're all 5.5 metres, so yeah, they'll be blocking the bridge up, and yeah, the road's only 6 metres anyway, so their load's as wide as the road. I'll drop these trailers in the shed so I can have a quick look at that tyre again and make sure it's going to be right.
Scotty's made it back to Katherine in time. Just. It's a tag team operation. The hay will be handed off to another driver to unload.
It's hard now. Right, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Scotty will now head straight back out with his next job.
Once I get over the top of this hill, I'll be able to see Mount Isa.
Des is carting 101 tonnes of crusher dust to Mount Isa. The area holds the world's biggest deposits of copper, lead, zinc and silver.
Bit of a turn to our left and then a sharp turn to our right again, off the main drag.
Mount Isa is also one of the only places in the world where a 53-metre road train hauling 158 tonnes is allowed to drive through the centre of town. The toughest manoeuvre is a hard left followed by a sharp right. But it's the only way into the drop site, so Des needs to make the turns.
So I need a bit of a wide circle so I don't run over that corner of the concrete there. Damage my tyres. In the park.
It'd be close to 40 degrees, I reckon. It'd be right up there, 40 degrees Celsius.
Jake's ready to head out of Katherine to pick up a $250,000 load of cattle. But his aircon's blown. And out here, that can be deadly. Today's temperature is forecast to peak at 43 degrees. If Jake can't get the aircon running, he'll be cooked in more ways than one.
Bit sweaty in here with no aircon, so we'll definitely have a quick look at that before we go anywhere. Probably just a fuse been blown in behind that dashboard there.
Being a road train truckie means being a mechanic, a tradie and a driver all in one. And even then, you can't always get it right.
What do we got here? Park light, tyre beam, turn. Bit mind-blowing when you pull that cover off, you think it's going to be a 2-second job, but nah. Grab a light tester.
I think Jake would like to think that he's handy.
Oh, piss off. Just checking if any fuses are blown.
We were mounting the TV on the wall and I think it took Jake, his mate, and then Dad to come around and help. So, you're handy when need be.
Yeah. The stud finder was playing up. It was telling us lies.
Yeah. It was the wall's fault.
Yeah.
All the fuses are looking good, and that's bad news for Jake. It means less chance of an easy fix. And it's already 40 degrees and 90% humidity. Jake can't spend any more time trying to fix the aircon. He's on a contract with a tight deadline. Money talks, so he's going to try and tough it out.
When that phone calls, you got to go, so just cop it sweet for now with the aircon going, like these cows, and get them sorted, and then hopefully try and sort this aircon issue out tonight. Righto. Just started working again. So I just shut my driver's side door and that aircon fan just clicked in. It's a good thing but a bad thing because there's a problem there but you don't really know what's what. Anyway, let's go.
Jake's driving out with a dodgy aircon. But there's bigger trouble ahead. The area he's going out to is on fire. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, Kelby. Man, can't get the brake, righto, no worries.
Jake's on the phone with his boss, Luke.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, I'll just go across the low level and back into town. There. So that was Luke on the phone just then, and just informed me that the place that we're about to go load cows at is on fire. See that smoke? This whole place is on fire.
There's a bushfire raging out of control up ahead. Question is, what to do? Try and navigate around it, or bail out now and lose the money. Des has arrived at the crusher dust drop site. He's about to unload 101 tonnes worth of the stuff.
You there, Donnie? Have I still got to come out and round that gate here? Is the gate shut?
Yeah, right, mate. I'll duck around now and bloody open it.
Bit of a challenging yard, this one. They designed most of these yards for two trailers. That's where I'm tipping just in front of me, so I've got to tip blind all the time. And this heap here seems to get further and further over.
Des starts by tipping the last trailers first. They're 40 metres away and in his blind spot. That makes his job a lot harder.
Yeah, so you're tipping it where the original one and where there's no dust there at all, aren't you?
Yeah, mate,
He tips the middle two, then the front trailer is the last to go.
Look out the passenger side, not the driver's side, because you swing around to the left.
It takes precision work from Des. He has limited vision and he can't get it wrong.
Righto, mate, close your last stop.
Got to be on the ball with it. Otherwise you bend your mudguards down onto the tyres and then you've got to straighten them out before you get going again. You still loop around, we'll be out of it. Another successful load without bending anything.
Des will now head back to Cloncurry to collect another load of crusher dust. Rinse and repeat again.
Mate, what a show.
Checking up jinx in your butt.
I reckon you got bad juju or something. Starting to get those storm cells, what they call them, dry storms. Everything's happening but it's not raining, so the ground's still dry and lightning strike and away she goes. Everywhere's on fire.
Up here in the Territory, the end of the dry season is when nature runs the show and can stop a road train in its tracks.
There was a fire out here this morning and it's just jumped the river and got into his place. So that's it for loading cows out here today.
Jake's $250,000 contract has gone up in flames. The life of a road train truckie is unpredictable. Jake will head back to Catherine.
We'll just duck in here and pull it around and then go home.
Next time.
Not everyone can do the dirt work. You got to have the right temperament to be able to handle the dirt.
It's man versus the wild. Scotty and Sean battle it out on one of the Territory's toughest roads.
Yeah, I mean, you can get road trains down it, but it's a tyre-killing dirt road.